Does Islam know something like the signs of the times? The Quran speaks about the last hour. The Quran said that Jesus will be the sign of the hour. However, in the Muslim traditions, in the so-called ahadith, we find a list of signs of the times. And I don't even need to repeat them because you know what? They are exactly the same as in the Bible. You remember that I've shown on the screen a list of the signs of the times in the Bible. This list is exactly the same we find in the Muslim traditions. False religions, wars and rumors of war, great calamities, famine and sicknesses, persecutions, anxiety and perplexity because of the sea, degradation of the environment, materialism and atheism, social tensions, spirit of rebellion and auto-satisfaction. The knowledge will increase. The same signs in Islam like in Christianity. Again, Islam and Christianity have so much in common that it's not worth talking about the differences. Let's see the common ground. You know, if you want to make friends with somebody, you're not talking about the differences. You try to find a common friend, to find a common meal we like, or a common place we like, the same music we like. We try to find common things, and that's the way we become friends. If Muslim and Christian want to go further, as the time goes shorter and shorter before Jesus comes, before the end comes, let us study this common ground. And the more we study, the more we'll know each other and appreciate each other. And that's the purpose of this series. Christians will be very much amazed to see that the Quran speaks about 3 different powers coming before the end comes. One is called Dajjal, we have talked about it, which is the Antichrist. One is Ya'juj and Ma'juj, which is Gog and Magog. The Bible speaks about it also. And the third power is also a power that is known from the Bible, called the beast coming from the earth. Let's see this very briefly. Here the Quran speaks about Gog and Magog. Some people will be led through their barrier, and they swiftly swarm from every hill. Then will the true promise draw near the fulfillment. Then behold, the eyes of the unbelievers will fixedly state in horror, "Ah, who to us? We were indeed heedless of this. No, we truly did wrong." When the power of Gog and Magog comes, the people will lose their illusion, and then it might be too late to go back to the right way. Let's do it now. That's my advice, that's my prayer, that's my invitation to you today. The Bible also mentioned Gog and Magog in the text, Revelation 20, verse 8. They will go out to deceive the nations which are on the 4 corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea. We have read the text about Gog and Magog in the Bible. We have read the text about the Antichrist in the Bible previously in 1 John. Let's read the text about the beast coming from the earth in Revelation chapter 13. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and it had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. I wish we could have enough time to go into details. Who is the Antichrist? Who are Gog and Magog? Who is the beast coming from the earth? But I just want to give you a few hints on that. The text in Revelation 13 continues saying that the beast from the earth performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceived those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast. The text speaks actually about 2 beasts, a beast coming from the sea, but the beast coming from the earth will do so many miracles that he will bring the whole world worshipping the first beast, the beast coming from the sea, that is the Antichrist. Again, I wish we could study this in details. You can call me, you can send me a message. I will be glad to help you on this. I've written a book on the signs of the time in the Bible, in the Quran, called Longing for Paradise. You can order this book, write a comment, and I will send it to you. So let me just continue with this. We go to the Quran, and the Quran says, can you entertain the hope that they will believe in you, seeing that a party of them heard the word of Allah and perverted it knowingly after they understood it? Here the Quran speaks about a group among the Jews. We could also apply this to the Christians if you want, but specifically a group among the believers of the book. The book is called here the word of Allah, by the way. And the people listen to the word and then they change it, which means they don't change the text, but they change the interpretation. They read it correctly and then they change the way they believe in it, the way they have to believe. Again, the Quran doesn't speak about all Jews and Christians, but among a group among them. And in other texts in the Quran, it is said that many of them have remained on the right track. Al-Ma'idah 5:82. Strongest among men in enmity to the believers will you find the Jews and the pagans, and nearest among them in love to the believers will you find those who say, we are Christians, because among them are men devoted to learning and men who have renounced the world, and they are not arrogant. The Quran makes a very clear distinction between some of them who are going to be your enemies because they want to be your enemies, and another group among the Christians who say we are Christians, but who are different. They want to be your friends. They want to be your brothers. They want to be close to you. And the Quran says you have to go to them. Not all are the same. Ali Imran chapter 3. Not all of them are alike. Of the people of the book are a portion that stand for the right. They rehearse the signs of Allah all night long and prostrate themselves in adoration. They believe in Allah and in the last day. They enjoy what is right and forbid what is wrong. And they hasten in emulation and all good works. They are in the ranks of the righteous. The Quran speaks very clearly about a difference between two groups of Christians. Not all are the same. Among them is a group. This group believes in what? In Allah, in the end time, in the second coming of Jesus. They are doing good things and they are preaching the truth about good things, the commandments of God, forbidding wrong things, things that are forbidden by the Bible. People who are close to the Muslims. And in Yunus, Surah number 10, verse 94, it is said, if you, Muslim, are in doubt as to what we have revealed unto you, then ask those who have been reading the book from before you. The truth has indeed come to you from your Lord, so be in no wise of those in doubt. Do not doubt. Go to the Christians. Go to those who know the book, those who follow the book, and they will take away all your doubt. Remember that the Quran says the Bible is the book that will show you the way, and there's no doubt about this. La Rabia. Al-Baqarah, verse 2. Indeed, the Bible makes the same difference between the Christians who are faithful and those who are not faithful. Now again, like the little boy in our story, we want to see the true banknote and not spend so much time talking about the falsifications of Christianity. One text resumes it so well, just saying, Revelation 14 verse 12, here is the patience of the saints. Here are those who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. You see, my friend, it's very simple. You can recognize the true Christian because they follow the Bible, they follow the commandments of God, and they keep the faith of Jesus. They follow Jesus the way the Bible tells us how Jesus lived. They try to live as he lived. They try to be good, to do what he did, and not to do what he did not. Let's come to the last part of our presentation. Now it's time, after we have talked about the signs of the time, to see what is going to happen. The text in Matthew 24 that we have read extensively continues saying, Matthew 24 verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from heaven and the powers of the heaven will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they will gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. In the parallel text to Matthew 24 and Luke 21, after Jesus has presented all the signs of the time and said at the end people will lose their illusion and then the end will come, Jesus says they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now when these things, the signs of the times, begin to happen, look up and lift off your heads, because your redemption draws near. Jesus said that when the world is getting worse and worse, look up, don't be desperate. There's a solution. The solution is not a one-world government. The solution is not a one-world religion, a unity of everybody under a wrong premise, a wrong faith. No. The solution is that Jesus will come again. Look up, like people on a small boat, refugee on the sea, trying to get to the promised land. The drinking water is gone. No more food. People are sick. The sharks are just waiting around the boat to eat these people. But suddenly one of the refugees shouts with a loud voice, "Look up! There's a big boat coming, passing by, and that is going to rescue these poor refugees and bring them to a rich country." In the same way, Jesus says, when these things begin to happen, look up, because the time of your redemption is near. And then paradise will come. Beautiful words in the Bible, in the Quran. Just a list here taken from the Quran. The Garden of Eden, the eternal garden, the garden of fullness, the garden of happiness, the garden, the home, the house, the home of peace, the house of the day after, the gathering of the righteous, the fortress of security. So many beautiful words, so many beautiful texts in the Quran and the Bible, trying to give us a glance, a small idea, how beautiful the paradise will be. Let us read some of them. Isaiah 65, 17-19. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. The former shall not be remembered or come to mind. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem and her people a joy. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. The voice of weeping shall no longer be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. Isaiah 65 verse 25, the wolf and the lamb shall feed together. The lion shall eat straw like the ox, and dust shall be the serpent's food. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, says the Lord. Revelation 21 verse 1, now I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also there were no more sea. Revelation 21 verse 2 and 3. These are the last words in the gospel, in the Injil, in the New Testament. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. God himself will be with them and be their God. The text continues saying, God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. Then he who sat on the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the middle of each street and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding its fruits every month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and its servants shall serve him. They shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads. In another text, the Apostle Paul says, 1 Corinthians 2:9, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. One more text from the book of Revelation, Revelation 7. Therefore they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple. And he who sits on the throne will dwell among them. They shall neither hunger any more nor thirst any more. The sun shall not strike them, nor any heat. For the Lamb who is in the midst of the throne will shepherd them and lead them to the living fountains of waters. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. My friends, can you imagine this word? A word that no ears have heard, no eyes have seen. A word more beautiful than the most beautiful places in this world. We all travel to see the lost paradise, to find it on some island in the Pacific Ocean. I see some people coming from the desert to Bavaria, to Austria, looking for green mountains, pastured, rain and snow, lakes. But even this is not paradise, my friend. What God has prepared for those who love him is much more than this. Fruits that are more delicious than any fruit in the world. Landscapes, people. A world without suffering, without injustice, without death, without sickness. What a wonderful thought. Filling all our aspiration for the lost paradise. Let's read some text from the Quran. Ali Imran 107. But those whose faces will be lit with white, they will be in the light of Allah's mercy. They are to dwell forever. Those who have a shining face, shining from happiness, these are those who will be in eternity in the grace of the Lord. Another text, Surah 13, verse 23 and 24. Gardens of perpetual bliss, they shall enter there, as well as the righteous among their fathers, their spouses, and their offspring. And angels shall enter unto them from every gate with the salutation, Salam alaikum, peace unto you, for that you persevered in patience. Now how excellent is the final home. And the last text for today and for this presentation, Al-Furqan, Surah 25, verse 10. Blessed is he who, if that were his will, could give you better things than those. Gardens beneath which rivers flow, and he could give you palaces secure to dwell in. God should be blessed for promising us something much better than anything the world can give us. Anything that seems to be so good, money, health, anything we like to enjoy. Anything that is just a foretaste of paradise. But that should by no means prevent us to prepare ourselves for the great day when Jesus comes, and may it be soon, when we'll be forever in a world as it was before the rebellion of Satan, before the rebellion of Adam and Eve. The goal of the straight way, knowing that this straight way is possible if we just follow the Quran, bring us to the Bible, bring us to the straight way, guiding us into that way. Bring us to the wonderful love of God, to the mercy of the one who paid the price for our transgressions in Jesus Christ. My friends, may God bless you, and blessed be his name forever. Amen.